my fabulous fangs. Happy Friday. I hope you all are doing amazing and had a great week so far. Here's to an epic long weekend. Hopefully all of you get a long weekend. For those of you who are new, welcome to the cavern. Click that subscribe button to become a fang today. You'll be glad you did. For the new fangs of the channel, thank you so much for subscribing and showing your support. I really appreciate you. Now, as I mentioned earlier this week, I was going to talk about voodoo in terms of possession, demons if they believe in them, and exorcisms. As some of you know, I have always been really fascinated by voodoo. I don't really know why the draw, but it's always been there. I've always been curious about it. I wanted to know more. Part of it came from the show Taboo, which was on, I think, Discovery Channel back in the day. And that's where I was first really introduced to voodoo. They kind of hinted at it a little bit, but they didn't really talk enough about it. So from then on, I've just been wanting to know more. And then, of course, I've seen movies that talked about voodoo, like The Skeleton Key, where you can swap bodies. Well, not swap bodies, but your spirit can go into their body and their spirit can go into your body, kind of like Freaky Friday. That's what I got from it, anyways. Now, voodoo is a faith that has long been misunderstood, and voodoo itself means spirit, and maybe one of the oldest ancestral nature-honoring faiths. Some anthropologists estimate that Benin is where voodoo's roots started from, and voodoo ceremonies tend to occur outside, where believers gather to make contact with the Loa, which is a pantheon of spirits that have various functions running the universe, which is similar to the Greek, Roman, or Egyptian gods and goddesses. There's also a responsibility to care for beloved and defied family spirits, along with honoring a chief god, Bondu. Now, during the ceremony, a priest or priestess sacrifices a sanctified chicken or other animal to the Loa. Participants then ask the spirits for advice, which may also be advice on their problems, but most of the time it's to get help with health issues. It's believed that the Loa occasionally communicates prophecies, advice, or even warnings while the believer is possessed. Other messages are sent to the priest or priestess, or sometimes through dreams later on. Believers feel that the spirits become worn down and tired over time, thus relying on humans to feed in periodic rituals, including sacrifices, which is why they possess the living. I believe that's also why. I could be wrong. The killing of the animal doesn't matter. It's the transfer of life energy back to the Loa, according to Bob Corbet, a professor of philosophy at Webster University. Each spirit has a distinct identity. Some are loving and good, while others are demanding and have kind of inconsistent moods or behaviors. Since spirit possession is not seen as negative, I wasn't able to find any information on exorcisms, unfortunately. I did find some stories where people were injured during an exorcism, a voodoo exorcism, but I don't know how much of that is true or if it's basically misinformation, because this faith is not, there's not a lot of information out there, really. I mean, there's some books and things, but it seems to be one of those religions that is culture-based. It's learned or passed down from ancestor to parent and so on and so forth. It's just passed down to the children. That's what I think anyways. I could be completely wrong. I did think this was interesting, though, that I couldn't really find any detail on how exorcisms were performed in voodoo, if there are any. Because many faiths have exorcisms and view spirits negatively. Now, not always. For instance, the Christian Catholic faith, they view spirits negatively, in terms of demons. And Japan, even to a point, views spirits negatively hence why many people go to the temple for exorcisms when they're not getting the assistance that they need from medical science or mental health care facilities. So it might be an evil or mischievous entity causing them issues. If you would like to learn more about voodoo, spirit possession, or just about the faith itself, I'll leave some links below and some resources in terms of books if you really want a full on investigation into this. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and if there's any additional information that you have about the faith, I'm open to learning more about it. Thank you so much for watching. Later tonight, I'll be discussing the Annabelle doll possession. Next week, I'll be sharing some real exorcisms that have taken place, along with the Celtic and Native American beliefs surrounding spirit possession, demons if they believe in them, and exorcisms. I'm curious what other cultures believe compared to the Catholic and Christian beliefs that we are swarmed with in horror movies. Because that's really all we see in horror movies is the demon possessions. We don't see any other faith, and I am curious what the differences are. If you don't want to miss any of that, click the bell icon to stay up to date on everything. Be sure to like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel and myself. I appreciate it so much. Can't really convey it enough to all of you. Have a great weekend, stay safe, and take care until next time. Thank you so much again. Bye, everyone.